Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about Angular directive. We have seen how to create Angular controller, how to create Angular factory, how to inject Angular factory data to the controller. So what is a directive? We will talk about the directive in this tutorial. So you see ng app, ng controller, these all are predefined directives. Like ng app is also a directive. If you define like body ng controller equal to the first controller or whatever, you have to define it. So this is also a directive, ng controller, ng hide, ng show. There are a lot of built-in directive in AngularJS, but here now we are going to create our own custom directive. So there are three kind of directive you can create. You can restrict that directive to three different elements. Like you can restrict that directive to element, you can restrict that directive to attribute, you can restrict that directive to class. So here we are creating the directive for element. So what is a directive? Directive we are using in HTML as a tag or as an attribute or as a class name. That is directive. Here we are creating a directive named demo. This is the function, this is the definition of that directive. It is returning this template. Hello, this is Tarun, and this is restrict to the element. So how you can use this directive in HTML? So you just need to write demo opening and demo closing, because it is an element. This directive demo is restricted to the element, so you need to write it like this, restrict to E. So if you restrict it to an attribute, then the definition of this will get changed. First we will see the output with the element. You see, this is returning the message, hello, this is Tarun. So this is when the Angular is compiling this HTML code, and when this demo interprets, then it see that demo is a directive and it will try to evaluate that directive as an element. If you change it to an attribute, then definition of this will change in the HTML. Now you need to create it as an attribute. So now this become an attribute in the HTML. So you see, now the demo, it is returning the same thing. Hello, this is Tarun. Now this is restrict to the element. So now you can't use the demo as an element. Element is division type. This is an attribute. So this can be written in these three different ways. You can also define it is in a class name. You can define the directive in the element or an attribute. So these are the three constraints you can put in here. This is the template. So we will take a look what is a restrict, what you can define in a directive, how you can communicate between directive to directive, how you can inject data in directive, or how you can communicate between factory or directive. Because directive is an important concept, because you are creating a custom directive and you just need to write a demo in the HTML content to execute this code. Thank you everyone.